What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people may not like, a lot of people may like, and it's going to be 10 reasons why you should not buy a Tesla, and a lot of these things will kind of also apply to electric cars in general. I know that a lot of the things that I'm about to say are not going to be taken well by some people. Please just keep in mind, this is just how I'm seeing it. If you have a different perspective, well, that's you, but I'm going to be giving you my perspective and kind of just laying out kind of what I think and what I believe. It's up to you to take the information that I'm about to present and interpret it as you will. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start off with reason number 1 why you should not buy a Tesla or other electric car. This one applies to both. And that is going to be charge time. Yes, I recognize that there are fast charging stations for Teslas and other electric vehicles. However, I have never seen one in my entire life. And the moments when you most need those fast charging stations, when you're going on long road trips, are the moments when you are least likely to actually have one. If you're driving through New Mexico and your Tesla or other electric car runs out of battery, yeah, you're in for like 6 hours of charging, give or take. That's not a good idea. Because you're not going to find a supercharger in the middle of nowhere in Nevada or New Mexico, or insert middle of nowhere place here. It's just not realistic, and so for that, I really cannot. Battery life, the range, and the charge time on these cars really just does not appeal to me at all. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, batteries in electric cars go bad. So, just like your phone or other electronic mobile device, the rechargeable battery in a Tesla or other electric car is going to be lithium-ion. And these batteries, over time, eventually start to lose their capacity to hold electricity and store energy. And so, after about probably 5 years or so, your Tesla or other electric car's battery will be pretty much flat dead, unusable, because you won't be able to go much further than 50 miles before you have to stop, and that's not good. And those batteries are not cheap to replace. You can expect to hand over a chunk of change, so that's another thing that I don't really think is worth it about Teslas and electric cars. Reason number 3. This is something that really only applies if you are a car enthusiast and you enjoy driving, and that is that electric cars and Teslas do not have transmissions. Why is this such a bad thing? Well, to be entirely honest, it's boring. Part of the joy of driving is being able to shift gears with a manual transmission, and it's absolutely impossible to have a manual transmission in an electric car. Sure, they could rig some electronic thing to simulate having a transmission, but it just wouldn't be the same, and I really think that that's kind of a really big minus to electric cars. You kind of lose that joy of driving. Reason number 4, weight. Electric cars are heavy. You can expect an electric car in, say, the compact segment to weigh 500 pounds more than a similarly sized non-electric vehicle. This is, again, because of these massive lithium-ion batteries that electric cars have to lug around and carry. Why is that such a bad thing? Well, again, on a car enthusiast note, someone who likes driving, well, if your car is an electric car and it's got this big heavy battery pack, it's going to be clumsier and heavier, and it's not going to stop as well, and etc. And that also kind of transfers over to other driving as well. In icy places where there's poor grip, the heavier your car is, the worse it's going to stop. So just kind of chew on that, think about that next time it's icy and you want to drive your electric car, especially if it's not four-wheel drive. Is the extra weight worth it when you try and stop, especially on the little tiny electric car tires that companies like to put on? Reason number 5. They are dangerous. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes an electric car so much more dangerous from a regular car? And the answer to that is fire, explosions. Lithium-ion batteries are incredibly volatile, very dangerous. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, regular gasoline-powered cars are also dangerous and are full of explosive materials. Yes, that is true. However, I would like to point out that electric car batteries are worse than regular gasoline. Some of you who are into cars may be aware that Richard Hammond, a popular motoring journalist, was driving an electric supercar, hypercar actually, the Rimac Concept 1, when he crashed. And in that crash, after the crash, the car exploded. Fortunately, Hammond was able to get out, and he was well, not totally well. He sustained some injuries, but He wasn't killed in the explosion, because he was able to get out of the car, but that car continued catching on fire over the next 6 days because of how the battery pack was damaged. And that applies to all electric cars. All electric cars have an incredibly volatile battery pack that has a tendency to catch fire once it's damaged. That's happened with Teslas, it's happened with other electric vehicles, and so electric vehicles pose, if they were to become incredibly mainstream, they pose a very severe fire hazard. Reason number 6. This is going to be the last reason that's directly related to all electric cars. After this, we're going to move into just Tesla. But electric cars don't make sound, and you're probably thinking, oh, that's a good thing. It means that I can drive more comfortably and enjoyably. Well, if you're a car enthusiast, that's not a good thing. Something that, well, at least for me anyway, is one of my absolute favorite things about driving is hearing the raw power that comes from your engine when you're driving. It's an experience that, for many people, is absolutely amazing, breathtaking. It's so much fun. And in a Tesla or other electric vehicle, you just get like a little whirring. I'm going to show you kind of what it sounds like in Forza Horizon 3. And this is a video game. Video games tend to exaggerate the sounds that cars make. Yeah, kind of boring and lame. Yes, this has a bit of a cool whir, but it's a very quiet whir, and it doesn't really make a lot of noise, and it's overall boring. Another thing is this lack of noise is also a safety issue. There are several times when I have nearly been run over by people driving electric cars because I've been walking through a parking lot and I didn't realize that the electric car was on because it was silent, and it suddenly pulled out of the parking space right as I was about to walk in front of them, and I've almost been hit. That's not a good thing, because one of the key signs of a car that's about to pull out is its engine running and starting up, and electric cars do not have that. So that's another thing that I think really makes electric cars and Teslas not a good idea. Reason number 7. This one is going to apply only to Teslas, but Tesla quality control is absolutely terrible, and they are absolutely awful at delivering customers what they ordered. I believe that the Model 3 was supposed to release 2 years ago, at least, I believe, and it's just now come out last year in 2017 in lower numbers than was originally forecasted. Yeah. And what happens is Tesla is doing this reduced rate of sales because they want to step up their quality, because if they don't do that, their quality control is terrible. Something's not right there. If you have to underproduce to have quality product, that's not a good business practice. That's not a sign of a quality manufacturer. And so that is one of the other things that really, really, really kind of brings Tesla's overall luster and appeal down for me. Reason number 8 why Teslas are not a good car to buy. If you're a car enthusiast, this reason will apply to you. If not, you probably really won't care, and you'll probably actually like this. But that is that Tesla is developing self-driving cars. Self-driving cars are the end of car enthusiasts. That is because as self-driving car technology becomes more and more developed, and it continues to develop, it's inevitable that a robot communicating with other robots within cars all across the roadways is more likely to have less dangerous accidents, less dangerous situations. Overall, roads will be safer. And it's likely that at some point human drivers will be illegal, or at least highly, highly, highly restricted and regulated, and only allowed to drive under certain circumstances. That sounds terrible to me as a car enthusiast, someone who loves driving. The idea of not being able to drive and do what I love is it's scary, and I really don't want that to happen. And so that's another reason. That's a much more personal reason. It's really not supported by anything other than just I don't want to see a world where driving isn't something that people get to do. Reason number 9, and for this one we're back to both Teslas and regular electric vehicles, and that is lithium-ion batteries are absolutely terrible for the environment. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, you can recycle them, and then you can use the lithium-ion stuff and make a new battery out of the other battery just by running it through a machine. That's not how it works, guys. Lithium-ion batteries cannot be recycled and made into other lithium-ion batteries. Yes, the lithium can be taken out and put into other things that use lithium, but you cannot make a new lithium-ion battery out of a previously used one. It doesn't work. Now you're probably thinking, oh, well, what about regular cars that have batteries? Well, they're so bad too, right? Well, no, because the batteries in regular cars, starter batteries, are lead-acid batteries. Those are recyclable. Those can be remade into other car batteries, unlike the batteries in an electric car, which cannot. And so that's another reason. So that we have these terrible things, and we can't recycle them to make new batteries. So it's basically a dead end. And if we don't recycle them, they get into the environment. They're really, really bad, full of toxic chemicals and all these terrible things that you do not want getting into the environment. And so that's yet another reason why Tesla and electric cars are not a good idea. Wrapping it up with reason number 10. This is, again, more of a personal kind of issue. Elon Musk is kind of a questionable guy, let's be honest here. He literally seems more focused on his public image and kind of looking like the insanely cool person that he wants everyone to think he is than he is actually on producing quality stuff. Literally, his company, The Boring Company or whatever, he's made a bet with people that if he'd sell 50,000 hats, he'd start selling flamethrowers. He's done that. He's already received 7,000 pre-orders, I believe. Flamethrowers, guys. We're talking about flamethrowers. This guy's selling flamethrowers and using them to fund his electric car business. Not really kind of the person that I want to be buying my cars from. Well, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel. If not, leave a dislike. Let me know how I can improve and do better. Please remember, again, this is strictly a video that reflects my opinions, my beliefs. You have no obligation to believe or do anything that I suggested here. These are just kind of things that I'm pointing out and I want to make people aware of from my perspective. If you have any responses, good rebukes, kind of things that help me to learn more about this, please don't hesitate to leave them below in the comment section. I'll try to read every comment and kind of figure out what you guys think. But with that, guys, it's time to end the video. We'll see you next time, and peace out.